Good morning.
Hold
Good
on.
morning.
Get
Hello.
out of there, Dark Tail.
Hello.
For my official
That's my Nancy Pelosi voice.
preacher.
I look.
into
I'm departing from
jet.
church in there. I put my feet in the upright position. That
Preacher
pastor
turns
in
into
there,
jet.
Mr. Stanley, Charles Stanley.
Preacher turns into
He's a
a
Southern
jet.
Baptist preacher man.
Preacher turning
He
into
brought
a jet.
the word of the Lord today, and it's actually kind of funny.
Algorithm
All
says
the psychological bullshit
man
of
turning into a
landmines.
jet.
That even that statement is bold.
Where's it listen from?
You had to come outside and say the
doesn't
bold
want you to
statements.
know.
Yeah, I did. I had to put my hand down on this battle map
Preacher turns into a jet.
because I've had this effect. If I have a map and it says House of the Lord, Tribe of Israel, like this
It's
one,
either the top or the bottom.
House of Israel,
When you hold it.
it becomes a battle map. And on that battle map, I store certain paper codes I need for my job.
That dot right there, is that a dot?
Because I fill them in and I don't
it?
commit them to memory, like that battery right there.
You better
And he's like, if you don't pray in the Lord, if you don't go to God, if you don't return to yourself, you won't be able to have that message of self. You won't even know who you are. And he prefaced some questions that were basic questions. But when I came in there, I was already late. I was late, and I was on the beach. On the beach, and I don't know if there's sand on the beach, but it was Switzerland's beach. So there's got to be some sand. I don't traditionally think of the beach in Switzerland together. Swiss? Are you going to Swiss? Yeah, but I only have one person that I know that may be Swiss. And I think it's uncanny. I think he already said where he lived. And it's kind of beside the point. But I watched him eat the bread of life where I knew that it was happening inside of him. Because whenever he came out and he was like, I'm going to leave this, I'm doing my research on things and such. I'm going to take the word of truth, and then he's got the fire words coming out because I had thought his invitation to come in and make a comment was going to be like a threat. And it freaked me out to get a level of that threat from myself to myself in the world because of its ability to bring in one scope of power. Well, he had it and he was using it. I didn't recognize it because I simply thought it was a good thing that he was wrestling with certain issues that one has to with. I really was just going to change the colors for some other reason. But when I noticed it said Facebook, these are the Facebook's colors.
The blue and the white. And look, I got kitty cat. Kitty fucking, where did you come from, dude? You bringing love? This cat is bringing his love. He was staying over there, but I got his tail. I grabbed it and I took it and I said, I got your tail. And does he know that I took his tail? As a child would know. So does he. And he's purring his ass off strong. Oh, and he's leaning his back into strong. Very nice. Cats are like weird how they affirm their affection is also somehow coupled with how they assert their dominance too. Now, if your dog does certain things, people who have dogs know that you have to be the alpha dog. But do you have to be the alpha cat? Do you? What sort of can of worms would you get into when you fucking become the lion man? You know what? If you're not a person who likes cats, why don't you just back the fuck away from that issue altogether? I'm a person who likes cats. I dig it. I think it really plays into this effect that I'm experiencing right now for the beneficial effect. So there. And that's all I'm going to say. I am happy with it, though.
Myself being the Bible-believing Christian version of that person. And see I can put onto my hand and do the moves, touch my heart, wherever it is beating in my chest, and tell you that my physical body was affected by the relationship that I had with my higher self or the Elohim or Yahweh, whatever, the scope of that gets put into perspective. So if you want to call it an Abraham mind virus, go ahead. You pagans,
Higher self is still working on
and
that angle
y'all
from
been doing stuff sometimes
even
for
higher
tens of
than what I
thousands
can
of
do.
years. I'm sure you've been
So,
dealing
as you
with
can
all
see,
kinds
a
of
little
other
bit of this is able to
orthodox
represent
fucking
it.
spears coming at you.
Whoa.
Basic, simple.
It can become much.
Technologies or not. But my phone thinks
maybe
it's got a head. Maybe there's a breed of fucking pagan that
It's a new brand of phone, and this phone's device believes that it has its head in the same position as I believe its head. And I rotate it around, and I decide which one I would say is his feet. But of course, I'm not going to share that with any of you. That would be rude. It's a new phone brand phone relating.
So I made it with Kitty.
See, the
But
animal.
when I woke up, it was Klaus Schwab because I intended
I
to
don't
go to
know.
the
I don't
beach,
know.
and I know that my
He's a very fine cat.
I
That cat right
intended
there.
to end
It's
up
fine
on
fine
that
creature.
beach, and I waited
You see him?
far
His
too
backbone
long.
knows the magnetisms
All
to the
my
points
life.
because
Hold on.
you have to run your body down a whole cat's top of their head to their tail if you want to be able to whip that back into your own process, which you can do, human. You just think about that tail you don't have. Maybe show it in a skit.
Rocking the fuck out too. So when I fold this map in half, yes, I'm on the neutral place to fold a map, and I'm like, Klaus Schwab. Is it more Klaus Schwab or is it my friend Uncanny? Because he would be the one position balancing piece on the board to have the other Christed mind. Well, I know that if we're going to have the mind of Christ, we're going to have to contain it with a body of Christ. Maybe that's harmful to the physical body system, in a real fucking coffee and fucking caffeine sort of tobacco chain smoking type of way. You know what? Because at least that's it. That's, if nothing else, it is at least that too. I take these maps that have this extra information, and if it's a whole world, I like to at least be able to fold and put that map up. Now, on this type of the world, now this is the future. What would be America? Because you can see America, this whole side of the globe, they're not zoomed in on it, are they? No, they are not. This is from the loosely overlorded background. You can look upon that Earth's world systems and stuff and still offer prayers, because in the psychological value that I'm telling you, I need that psychological value. And if I got to pray now and continue my education with praying for my wife, I can do that. Are you going to say that missing woman that you know who it is, your wife, you're sending her the love? I am sending her the love. I mean, I've had it very passionately poisoned, because man can say all kinds of things about Lilith if he likes having sex with a woman. If a woman can get away without murdering two people and have sex with someone other than her husband in close combat, then she's either on her way to being one of the best women or she's one of the worst. And I can stand by that. Well, you know what? I'm going to help that woman that I love still be loved by me. Now, whether or not she's in some sort of locked position, I don't know, of relationship, I would assume a lot more than I can actually put on any facts that can hold. So I just don't know. Now, yesterday was 8/13 solar hand, and it was my father's solar hand. He's a blue hand, and he's real fucking Saturnine. So he's got the fire hand of the sun, and I watched him use it, and I was like, he said something weird. How he did it, I don't know. He's like, at 1 o'clock, I just began to get woke up. I started laughing because I indirectly suspect a certain part of this is my fault to a small degree. You understand what I'm saying? Because what would cause him just to be, did he take a fucking Adderall? Did he suddenly just pop an Adderall that he didn't have in one of his empty bottles? I just didn't recognize that he did it because he somehow is in a universe or an alternate timeline where he actually has a sleep in medicine. He would just do that instead and be troubled and awake. I'd say it could be moderately either of those. Now, of course, I don't mean any pills were necessary for that, but they were there. They were involved. It was his time that I thought was weird that he said it, because actually I think that will make more sense if we were to look at our abilities to pull in chi. That I can finish it. I just wanted to put this simple, my face on the film, the camera, the normal camera, no fucking bells and whistles. But when you hit video from camera, the darkness that comes down just swallows you up. So I said, I've got to be in the right place to get that little bit of fucking light on my face. Well, this is the perfect place in our house because the lamp that's right here, this lamp has been the lamp in the background my whole life. My dad had this when he was married to my mom, I think. And on one side, it's odd that it's like naked on this side. The other side, it isn't. It has this wonderful design on it. And I thought a lot about that, you know, because on the side that so much lives are lost of the bugs when I have to spray and I have to wipe, and most of their little poor souls are just some sort of little dust called poops. It collects on that side. Any other. And it's weird because it's one of those light that attracts those that are to be doomed, the bugs and their minions. And then it attracts me to this side because I still have to clean it and wipe it free of dust. And sometimes I enjoy the artistry for what it is, and sometimes I kicked into another gear of deeper level ponderance where I can at least take a guest while I'm wearing the Death Star shirt, right? So that's my video. Very difficult to make and then not destroy in the process is synchronizing your process, and to reattach your passion to your ass is the work that we all need doing, and we all need to learn the best fighting form way to do it.